And so today, because I think it's because, several people have been tweeting about Strays Theater as of late, and now everybody wants to come here at the same time. And that's why I kind of want to come in and talk today and make a YouTube video and kind of go over some things. So let's start off by going outside. You have two groups of people that want to come in and just sit down and enjoy the shows. And then you have other group of people that want to come in and perform. Some people have a little bit of a fear of performing. Some people don't give a shit. They just want to get on the stage and cut up for attention. So there's those two spectrums of people. And, all around, it's a good thing, but there does have to be like some things that are talked about. Because some people, they see the world, they come in and they just act crazy. We don't want this place to turn into a meme. What technically is the open mic night world, if you've ever been there, we don't want this place to turn into that. In my opinion, this place has a little bit more atmosphere and something. There's a magic in this place that Stray built. And you feel that when you come in here in VR. It's amazing. Now, this can be like really overwhelming when you're coming back here for the first time because there's a lot of controls. Obviously, if you're not a part of the Discord, they don't tend to want people back here because we don't want people, if you're not performing or anything, like if you're just not performing and you don't really have any business being back in the performing area, don't go back there, because the people that are actually trying to put on shows, they don't need the extra hecticness. They don't, because it's already confusing enough as it is sometimes back here. You got to think about it. If you're coming back here, like if your friend's back here performing and you want to come back here and talk to him, just like a real green room, the other performers are trying to get ready for their thing to do next. They only have about 3 to 5 minutes. They have to get ready. The next people have to be ready to go. So the audience just isn't sitting out there for like 5 minutes with nothing, especially if there's a big crowd. So you want to keep people's attention. So the thing that goes on back here is typically somebody will start a show, and then the next group is back here, what are we going to what's the next thing? And then you got to get the people. Who's going to play the drums? Who's going to play the guitar? Whatever you got going on. If somebody's going to do the lights for you, you got to let them know what kind of stuff you want going on, what kind of background. They can get that done for you while you're performing. Just let them know. Again, you only got like 3 to 5 minutes. But this little box right here, this is the audience won't hear you inside this box. So nobody can hear what you're discussing. So again, all this is going on 3 to 5 minutes. Everybody's preparing. They're listening to the song. Got to go get the instruments. Got to set the background. Let the lighting. Let the person that's running the lights. Let them know kind of what you want, mood-wise, so they can do the right thing, hopefully. and then you get ready, and then they end, and then the next people go out, and that's how it keeps going. So when there's people kind of coming back here that don't belong back here, it can be distracting. If you don't belong back in the back, don't come back here. Try not to come back here, because it can get very distracting. Some people might get mad that other people that are back here, doesn't mean nobody's allowed back here. If you want to perform, if you come through the front door and you have a desire to perform, then get your ass back here and stand up, and then just be like, start off with, do you need a drummer? Do you need an electric guitar? Do you need a keyboard? Or whatever, ask somebody, do you need something? And then they will be like, yeah, I need you on the drums. And then you instantly, before you know it, you might not even have been planning on performing. You're playing the drums. So a lot of people will get butterflies in their stomach. They'll get anxious. They'll get nervous about going out and sitting in front of a big ass group of people. That's normal, but usually once you're out there and you're on the stage and you start and the music's going, all that goes away, and you use the energy, and it becomes, you're not even focusing on the audience. You're just in the zone. And eventually you get comfortable enough to where then you can play with the audience. Then you're not You're not all scared anymore, right? You'll get to that point. It just takes a few times. Once you do it a few times, then you're like, okay, I'm fine with this, Every new thing takes time, but that's the general thing of it. When you come back here, respect. This is a place. Don't just come back here and cut loose and shoot the shit and be crazy like you would in any other VR world. When you're out on stage, can you see yourself while you're performing? Oh, this is what you see. You see yourself. It's like a faded mirror because you can also see the audience. So you see the audience kind of. So this really helps, I find. This mirror really, really helps to get the butterflies away from people. It's a little bit of a cheat. This is like a cheat sheet for performers. I bet a lot of performers in real life wish they had this kind of thing, because what happens is now the audience is faded. So in your mind, now you don't have to look out at all the other avatars looking at you. So your inhibition kind of goes away because now you're just looking at yourself and making sure that you look good. And if you can do that, but also don't focus on the mirror 100%. To be honest, while I was performing last night, I did not even look at the mirror. I wasn't looking at this mirror. The only thing, I would glance at it from time to time to see how everybody else looked in conjunction with myself. But for the most part, you really want to just get into what you're doing. Like if you're playing the keyboard, you want to get into it. You want to, feel the music, and how would the person that played this song play this on the keyboard, and how would they jam out? It's a good idea, you guys. Here's some tips. If you do want to perform, and you have that energy, when you get up there and you want to do it, and you're like, oh, this is really fun. I really feel the energy, and it's like something that you've wanted to do. Maybe you just never had a chance to perform for anybody before, but now you're finding something that gives you good energy. It really helps you through the day. It's like that for some people. So when you do that and you get up there, even though you're not actually singing, or you're actually, not even though you're not actually singing or playing the instrument, you really want to kind of emulate the mood and the feeling, though, and the energy that goes through the song that the performer wants people to feel. So while you're up on the stage, you really want to display that. So look up live performances, stage shows. Queen. Look up Queen is a good example. His energy on stage is amazing. Look up Queen. Look up a Dream Theater. Look up Metallica. Watch their stage performances. Look how they move on stage. Watch the keyboardist. How does he move when he's playing? Look at the drummer. How does he move? How do they move when they're playing? All that stuff. If you've watched most concerts, this stuff's going to come to you naturally. But you want to play with your instrument. Use it the way they use it on the stage. Make it convincing. You don't want to just stand in one spot and just the whole time. You don't want to do just this the whole time. That's boring. Especially if you got this high energy song. You need to get into it, man. You need to fucking play that guitar. You need to get into it. Like that's the energy you got to kind of bring to the thing that you're doing. So just try not to just stand in one spot and look dead, It's a performance. Even though you're standing on the stage, you still need to perform to some extent, So that said, that's pretty much the gist of it, though. You want to feel it and actually put a show. You're puppeteering, essentially. You're puppeteering for people on the stage, and you are pushing an energy out. So, and when everybody's kind of chemistry comes together, and you can play with the audience and play with the other performers, and everybody's feeling it, it's special. It's like it's a lot of things in one. It's miming and puppeteering and all the stuff that they do in Disney and Universal Studios on a daily basis. We're getting to do here on a stage, which is amazing.